Hello, everyone, and welcome to the original Next Level Gaming Podcast. I am Mike Mullis, aka Stinger NLG, and with me, as always, the other half of the intrepid duo, Enrique Castellanos, aka Aries Gamer. What's up, brother?
Mike, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. What did I say at the end of the last podcast?
1, 2, 3.
What did I say at the end of the last podcast? I said, I promise, on top of this mountain, we will podcast at 10 p.m. on Tuesday. And here we are.
Well, we missed the deadline by 24 hours. With technical issues with my computer, that seems to be resolved now. We're live. That's what's important.
Yes, we are live. We have lots and lots to talk about. Lots and lots to talk about. We have a packed show tonight.
Yeah.
And man, we're gonna attack it like Chase Utley attacking a second baseman on
Ooh.
I went there early.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that later. I got my own.
We'll have to do a little mini sports podcast at the end. Oh, I've got the NLG, the old NLG sports theme. I'm gonna figure out how to play those inside of this stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think people actually enjoyed the sports talk at the end.
I hope so. I'd love to get some feedback on that. Hey, that's what our comment section below is for. If you guys like that kind of stuff, we don't mind throwing in a little extra stuff other than gaming.
There's some juicy sports stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there really is.
We got NBA stars or former players hanging on for dear life. A lot of stuff. It's crazy.
We have football teams hanging on for dear life.
Oh, yeah. Mike, I don't know what to say about that.
I don't either.
And let me tell you something. It's not getting any easier for me at the house here with the Steelers fan upstairs.
Oh, my God. What? How?
You know what, man? It's called love.
Yeah. And she did offer to lend you a laptop today, so that's good.
She did, that laptop's terrible, by the way. Probably infected with like hundreds and thousands of different types of malware. Yeah. Hey, you want to wipe someone's computer and like clean it up, whatever? Hers.
Only if I can put nothing but Ravens propaganda on it.
Wouldn't that be great? She boots up the computer, Raven stuff everywhere.
That'd be awesome. I can do that.
You should. Might have to figure this out.
Oh, man. All right. So like I said, we got a lot to talk about. And if we have time, we can slide it in. Yesterday was for preview members of the Xbox One's new experience dashboard. There was an update that fixed a ton of stuff and actually started to bring in the community tab. And if we get a chance a little later, we'll do another live demo and I'll show you what's new and what they fixed. So unfortunately, they took away Cortana, which I was all excited to talk about today.
Oh, wow.
And in this new build, she's gone.
She is gone.
She's gone.
She is gone like a...
really is the target date for it. Ugh.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
I was sad when she left.
She's gone Saturday morning. Anyhow.
She walked out the door.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Walk of shame.
Walk of shame. All right, so, oh man, what do we got first on the docket tonight?
Mr. Phil Spencer.
Oh, are we going there?
We can.
All right, we can go there. So, everybody knows what has happened. So, unless you've been living under a rock or only listen to the Next Level Gaming podcast, which, hey, if you do, thank you. If we're it, we'd like to think we're one of your main sources of news. So, either last week, around the 6th or 7th, Phil Spencer was at a convention called Geekwire, and he was sitting down to do an interview at the 2015 Geekwire Summit, and he had some very interesting things to say. And of course, what the media is focused on and what has made even some really diehard Xbox fans kind of go a little bonkers over is what he said about whether or not the Xbox One can catch the PlayStation 4 in the race for, I guess, console war supremacy or whatever whatever it is. And the guy that interviewed him asked him flat out, do you think you can ever catch up to the PS4? I mean, it wasn't a roundabout question. He was pretty straightforward with it. And what Phil Spencer said was, I don't know. He said, there's a lot there's a lot to take in with that. There's the length of the generation. There's things that happen in the community. There's all kinds of things. So he said, I don't know. Now, Enrique, if I said to you, I don't know, would you take from that, well, I've given up?
I would just take that as you don't know. And this whole thing was a little blown out of proportion. I mean, I saw Twitter going nuts, people saying he's thrown in the towel. He gave an answer that really states he doesn't know. I mean, and who knows how long this console generation is going to be? I mean, it's probably going to be 5 years, but let's say it's not. I didn't take it as him throwing in the towel. I just took it as him was like, hey, hey, I don't know, and he acknowledged that they're doing well, that they have a great product. But I like his follow up to that is that he kind of led into focusing on the Xbox gamers, what the Xbox community wants, bringing content and so forth.
Well, let me
and that
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and that's a part people really should be focusing on.
Well, that's the part they missed.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I actually heard someone tweet to me, well, Phil Spencer put a timeline on this console. So why would developers and gamers want to buy it now and not just wait for the next one? And I'm thinking, I don't remember. And I said to him, I don't remember him actually using the words, this generation is going to last 5 years. He just said he didn't know. And this turned, like you said, into, well, we're throwing our hands up and give up. I don't know what this infatuation with now following Phil Spencer's every word and trying to manipulate it into something he didn't say. But man, it's at a fever pitch. And I don't know why.
Well, it's Phil Spencer. That's why. But they missed on, I think, what was really important here, which was the shift from. I mean, we'll go back to 2013. I mean, that's what this interview. We went back to 2013 and talked about the struggles Microsoft had out of the gate. Phil not really knowing per se how bad it really was internally there.
Right.
But people were focused on the wrong thing here, and I looked at it as, well, hey, wait a minute, he's talking about the investment in the system, going back and putting the gaming at the center of the forefront of the Xbox One, which was a criticism at launch in 2013.
Well, let's bring up what he said. For me, I think what was fundamentally lost was the trust of our most loyal customers. Whatever the feature was, we lost the trust in them that we were at the center of our decision-making process. We were building a product for us, or were we building a product for the gamers? As soon as that question came into people's minds and they looked at anything, whether it was the power of our box, which, I found that interesting that he acknowledged that, because that has been one of the big criticisms, or launch lineup, which that I don't understand, because I thought their launch lineup was fairly strong, in my opinion. Microtransactions, any of the features that you talked about, what you find is that you very quickly lose the benefit of the doubt. You lose your customer's assumption on the reason that you're building the product is to delight them. And he is right about that. as we know, a number of Xbox 360 owners have moved to the PS4. And that's an issue because, especially with PlayStation Network charging, there's not as great as an incentive to then get an Xbox One to have to then also pay for Xbox Live. I mean, that's a hard sell. Once you've gone away from the brand, that's a hard sell.
Yeah. And it's interesting that he acknowledged the power thing, because obviously that's something that's been talked about a lot. But it gives you a lot of insight into how he's thinking. He's thinking he's being practical about this. He understands, he appreciates the struggles of what's happened in 2013. Maybe the approach first, like he talked about, are we designing this for, Microsoft? Are we designing this for the gamers?
Well, and he also said that his internal team, this wasn't just, people outside complaining and such, that his internal team was really hit by that. These are people that worked very hard to launch that product and to get that product ready. And how would you feel? You're working on something, and you're working on something, and you're putting your blood, your sweat, and your tears into it, and people online, for whatever reason, be it that they truly didn't like it, or the messaging from the top was so horrible that it gave people a false sense that they just ripped your product to shreds. And here you are thinking, well, why am I even here? That's hard. And so he acknowledged that too. Mm-hmm. But what I think that people also did not either listen to, did not acknowledge, or decided that they just weren't going to hear, was that he also said the following. Early on, and I'm paraphrasing, you guys can read this while I'm paraphrasing. Early on, the thing that motivated me was I started making statements like we want to win, which he did. Mm-hmm. But what I quickly realized is that you can only control as a leader the things you can control. And, he gives Sony some credit, but then he comes back and he says, I want to make the Xbox brand viable. I need to make sure that this is a business, and I need to make sure that, he said, because it's a business, that it's one that can last. Otherwise, who's going to make that long-term commitment? People have to buy the Xbox One before they really buy the next console. Nobody's really, if you've jumped to the PS4, what's your motivation to jump back to the Xbox, the next Xbox, unless the next PlayStation just tanks?
Yeah.
You potentially lose a customer for life.
Yep.
And, what did we talk about either a week ago or 2 weeks ago? That PlayStation is the third most beloved brand by millennials. I mean, that's you have a hard row to sow if you're trying to break into that demographic when the PlayStation brand is beloved so heavily. And that's his problem right now, is that, yes, they are selling and they're doing well, but they have a mind share issue that I'm not sure this generation can grab on, that he can grab onto, which is why I think that one of the small missteps in all the bundles that Microsoft put out this year, which are good bundles, please don't misunderstand me, they're very good bundles. The Fallout bundle is smart. The Lego bundle for kids is kind of smart. The Rise of the Tomb Raider is smart. But you know what bundle they're missing?
I could take $1 billion guess.
Go ahead.
Minecraft.
Yep. If you want to grow the next generation of Xbox fans. You let them start at my son's age, my oldest son's age, 11, 10, 9. Let me tell you what my kids are playing now. My 5-year-old and my 11-year-old right now are playing Disney Infinity on the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my son doesn't listen to our podcast, so he has no idea this is happening. But his grandparents are getting him Lego Dimensions for his birthday. Now, he already has Minecraft, plays the heck out of it. But these are the games that they're playing. You know, some kids are playing Call of Duty, which, you know, sorry, parents, I don't understand how you let an 11-year-old play that, but that's a whole different podcast for a whole different day. But that's the age that you want to start getting those kids enjoying and thinking when they're playing games, they're thinking about playing it on an Xbox. My son still plays a GameCube because Lego Star Wars is on it. So imagine if your son or daughter you're looking for the best holiday gift for them, and they are Minecraft fanatics. And you walk in and you're looking at the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, and right in front of you is Minecraft plastered all over the Xbox box. And the kid goes, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, I want that." That thing's going to fly off the shelf.
Yeah. And I'm surprised they didn't bundle that franchise, just considering how big that franchise is. I mean, that's huge.
It
They
is.
own it.
They own it.
I mean, you own it, flaunt it.
Right.
You know, and
yeah, it's like Uptown
you're-
Funk.
yeah. and you're right, Mike. I mean, start getting those customers to buy into your brand with that product.
Because when they become millennials, right?
Yeah.
So, I always say that with a caveat that I understand, I think I understand what all the rest of the bundles are for. My criticisms of Microsoft tend to be these little criticisms, but they're serious to me.
Yeah.
I want them to. I don't care if they win or lose. Everybody knows how I feel about sales numbers, and I'll ask the question again: if the PlayStation 4 quote unquote wins the generation, do all the people who buy one get a trophy? I mean, what happened? What does that exactly mean? The Xbox One utterly trounced the PlayStation 3 in this territory last gen by tens of millions of console units, and they really needed the rest of the world to even catch up. But that didn't stop Sony from redesigning and going back to the drawing board and coming up with the PS4.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Xbox One is going away. Everybody knows that Microsoft has Xbox in for the long haul. So, what do you exactly win?
You don't win anything. I mean, we've talked about this before. You don't win anything, just bragging rights. But I mean, this is interesting because I was seeing kind of the I don't know if I call it backlash, but the people kind of their heads down on Twitter. When Phil said what he said, and I said to somebody, I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's winning so long as you're enjoying whatever console of choice you own, and you're having fun with it. That's winning, and that's what ultimately matters.
That's absolutely correct.
Like, I had an original Xbox, the OG, and come on, I mean, Sony had the PlayStation 2, and Sony was kicking everyone's teeth in with that console. But I didn't enjoy my Xbox any less because of that.
And not just that, but when we talk about power, I had this discussion the other day. Which console was more powerful?
The OG Xbox was.
Exactly. Did that mean anything in the grand scheme of things? No. Enjoy what you enjoy. Like I said, my 10-year-old or 11-year-old now, he still plays on a GameCube. He doesn't look at that thing and say, "Dad, this only looks like 480p."
Yeah.
He doesn't say a word. He just loves the fact that now he's playing like SpongeBob SquarePants the movie,
Yeah.
but all he would play on there was Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
They don't care. Nobody cares about back then the graphics and power, weren't as prevalent as it is now.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the games.
Yeah.
So now I say that to bring up part number 2, because as we were musing that perhaps a PlayStation 4 price drop would happen at Paris Game Show, the Sony kind of dropped a little bomb just a week ago, and decided to go ahead and drop the price rolling into the holiday, and it actually started on the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was a shame that we didn't. Actually, it was a shame we didn't postpone last week's podcast one more day, or we could have broken that news.
Yeah, right.
No, but I want your take on this, kind of more than mine, because you've argued that this holiday comes down to price.
Yeah.
More than it comes down to games or lack of games or marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess my question is, now what? Here are the new pricings for the bundles.
Yeah.
And as you can see, with the exception of the limited edition stuff, which is your custom consoles, Nathan Drake collection,
Mm-hmm.
the standard Star Wars Battlefront bundle are $349.
Mm-hmm.
The standard PS4s that are left are $349. And in fact, I had somebody tweet me a picture from Costco that the standard PS4 with no game is $329, and I believe the Xbox One with no game is $299 there.
Wow.
So, but here we have, the limited edition Call of Duty Black Ops bundle, which is still $429, but it's a 1 terabyte.
Yep.
The limited edition Star Wars Battlefront bundle is $399, but that doesn't say 1 terabyte, so that may be a 500 gig model. But if I'm looking at this, and I'm, one of the big supposed games of the holiday is Battlefront, and it's $349. So tell me, what does this do for the holiday season? I mean, does this change your point of view on who's gonna, I guess, if we're going by a, who's gonna quote end quote win? Does this change your perspective any?
Yeah. I mean, I thought up until this point, with everything that Microsoft announced with their bundles, the pricing, yeah, I was giving him the edge in holiday. But now, I mean, it's a different ball game now. Now that Sony's pretty much matched their price, they're offering the Battlefront bundle $349 too. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they have that, and then you have the Nathan Drake collection. You get 3 games, and that bundle for $349. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sony's put themselves in a very, very, very competitive position for the holidays. Now it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close. I think.
Let me show you
the
this.
deciding factor here could possibly be the Star Wars bundle. That could be the thing that kind of, tips the scale for them in their favor.
Right, and here's where I want to kind of bring this back up, because you've specifically said price. Well, is it gonna? I mean, granted, So $399, $399, $399, $399, $399. And I grant you, these are 1 terabyte consoles. I get it. But again, if we're looking at, sorry about that, if we're looking strictly at pricing, are people going to walk up and go, huh, well, that's a 1 terabyte console and that's a 500 gig PS4. I mean, is the average person going to do that? That's an issue.
That's an issue. Some might, Mike. Some people may see that and say, well, wait a minute, 1 terabyte, 500 gigs. Other people may just see the price and say 350, 399, or 350, 3 games, whatever the case may be.
So again, we have the Battlefront bundle, which is arguably going to be huge. And at $349, all Microsoft really has to go up against that is the Lego Movie bundle and the Gears of War bundle.
Yep.
My personal opinion is that, and the Master Chief bundle, if that's still there. My personal opinion is that Star Wars Battlefront bundle probably wins.
Yeah. Well,
plus the Nathan Drake bundle.
Yeah, the Nathan Drake, you get 3 games.
Right.
And Uncharted.
Now, where is the holiday bundle? See, maybe people look at this because this also has not only 3 games. Actually, remember what we talked about. This has like 37 games or something because you've got Gears of War, Rare Replay with 30 games, Ori and the Blind Forest, and then all the Gears of War backwards compatible. So this is $399. This maybe, if you're head smart, you look at that and you can compare. But man, that changes the battle.
It does.
So
and the Nathan Drake collection is nice. I like the timing of it too because a couple months after the holidays, here comes Uncharted 4.
Right, and you get beta access to it.
Yep.
If you buy the Nathan Drake bundle. So yeah, this is something that we're going to be watching, and seeing what happens. I think if it's close, then it doesn't really matter because again, Phil Spencer's not worried about unit for unit. If Microsoft gets blown out of the water, I think you have to start looking at that. I don't think they're going to get blown out of the water. I think these guys will be close. Here's the red herring, the X factor, as it would be. Halo 5.
Oh yeah,
that's your X factor.
And Mike, I think that's going to be the barometer.
But you know what the problem is?
What's that?
Is this right here? Here's your Halo 5 bundle.
$499.
Yep. Now, we all know it comes with a custom console, right? We all know it comes with the steelbook case. We all know it comes with a model. I grant you all that. But there's the price again. They don't actually have a regular Halo 5 bundle that can come up against this pricing. Because, I mean, even the limited edition Call of Duty bundle is still $429, much less. So, where's that bundle to kind of battle that? And they don't have it. And that's with your most highly anticipated. Remember the 100% anticipation for Halo 5?
Mm-hmm.
This is what the problem is. So we're going to be keeping an eye on it. But man, monkey wrench in the whole thought process for the holidays.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I expect both of them are going to do very well in the holidays.
I think so.
What's that?
I think so too.
Yeah, but Halo 5 is kind of going to be the barometer of kind of where the Xbox One is right now. I think that's going to tell us a lot.
I agree.
I mean, that's their biggest franchise, and it's probably the biggest title this holiday.
Well, so you would think so.
Well, outside of the Call of Duties and but I think it is. I think it's one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest titles.
Should be.
Yeah.
My prediction still says that they should definitely pull over 1 million on launch.
Oh, they will. I think they have like 500,000 pre-orders already.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. Someone told me that.
That's great. As long as that didn't come from VG charts,
No, I don't.
because
Hey,
then
Mike.
you throw that right out the window.
Hey, Mike. I thought I was playing Halo 5 today, but in fact, I was playing Halo.
The Master Chief Collection volume number 2.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know how I got that wrong.
All I gotta say is that was wow.
Yeah, wow was right.
No, I ran a website for almost 15 years. I've been to many an E3. Never been to a Tokyo Game Show. Been to many an E3. I don't think I have ever in my life mistook one game for another. I don't even know what to say, except those guys, and I'm not going to give them any, press. I don't, but man, those guys have to be feeling horrible today.
Yeah, they're the brunt of some jokes right now.
Yeah. So, man, wow. All right. So, what do we got next up on the lineup here, Enrique?
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes.
That's some interesting news. So what I don't understand, Mike, is how do you make a game 2015 without in-game voice chat? How does that happen?
Well,
it's an online multiplayer game. I don't know. Call me crazy. But isn't that like a key component for an online multiplayer game?
You would think. Now, party chat works.
Yes, party chat works.
And, if you max out your party on the PS4 or the Xbox One and you and those people can talk, you can't talk to the other, 12 people out there just running around shooting blindly. But, yeah. So not only that, but EA finally was able to admit today that perhaps the Hoth battle was just a little unbalanced. in the
little?
Yeah, just a little. And that perhaps it was a little too hard for the rebels to win.
Yeah, especially when you have walkers coming at you. I mean, you're sitting there, and at this point, look, I'm.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Enrique? Oh, there he is. Start over.
I'm back.
You're back.
I was playing the game, and at this point, I'm running for my life. I see one of those big walkers, and I'm just like, I see my teammate shooting. I'm not gonna lie, I took a couple pop shots at him, and I was like, hey, see if maybe I could, damage him. See, just that was wishful thinking. But I'm hightailing. I'm seeing other people try and take shots at him. I mean, there's no way this is going to work. So DICE. It's not a little unbalanced. It's a lot unbalanced. Like give the rebels a rocket launcher, for crying out loud.
Well, you can pick one up, a smart rocket, but it does no damn. It does no good.
Well, I didn't once see a rocket launcher or anybody with a rocket launcher.
One of those special. It's a special thing you can pick up.
So it's
little tokens that you can get into an ATST, or you can get into a TIE fighter, or you can get into an X-wing fighter. One of those, like around the trenches, one of them was like a smart rocket. So you could get those.
Hey, Mike, we have some breaking news.
Uh-oh.
The Kansas City Royals are going back to the ALCS.
Are you kidding?
No. That's my breaking news. The
Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, and I hate Peter Angelos, but I don't want to get into that right now. But so I'm actually multitasking. I'm doing the podcast and I'm watching TV right now. And they have this big. I've never seen a bottle of champagne this big, but it's like the size of Peter Dinklage, and they have it in the Kansas City Royals locker room. The thing's huge. Peter might be in that bottle right now.
Holy crap!
All right, so
fantastic. Peter Dinklage might be in the champagne bottle.
But Mike, I mean, I didn't even see that rocket launcher. I mean, I honestly didn't even know there was a rocket launcher. So this is news for me.
I mean, here are my impressions. I'm not buying the game. I'm sorry. I'm going to try it one more time on EA Access to see what the other modes are, because there are some other game modes that are supposed to be fun. Yeah. I guess. But let me tell you, that Hoth battle just totally turned me off to the game, and not because it was hard for the rebels to win, because you got to play as the Imperial forces as well. There is just too much going on, and because there's no in-game chat, nobody's strategizing at all. So yeah, I get it. You can get into a party with, I guess, 6 to 12 of your friends, depending on what platform you're on, and that's all well and good. But then you can't strategize with the other, 10 to 12 people that are in the room, in the game. And so everybody's just running around, just doing whatever they want. And then I would die, and I would spawn right in front of 3 enemies who would just go ahead and shoot me down again. And that happened like several times.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just too frenetic for me. And the survival mode was just kind of boring. You just run around and shoot waves of the enemy, shoot waves of Imperials, and take out a couple ATSTs. This whole lack of campaign thing's killing me.
No, it is. Especially for a Star Wars game. I mean, Star Wars has such a deep story, deep narrative. The universe is so big. Or the Star, they could have come out with something. And I know I said this before the podcast. I really believe this is a cash grab. I really do. And this was timed perfectly. And I feel like with I wasn't impressed with the game. I was kind of bored with it after playing it a couple times. And I know it's a beta, but it's really a demo at this
exactly.
point, and then now to hear that there's no in-game voice, I mean, it just kind of ruined it for me.
Well, and it gets better. The steel keeps getting better all the time.
Right.
So the season pass,
oh boy,
is $50.
Cash grab.
It is almost the price of the game on what you and I feel is an incomplete game to begin with.
It's a cash grab.
So not only that, so you're basically buying nothing but an online game. And then if you want, the season pass is $50, which gives you 4 expansion packs and ready, this is the kicker, an exclusive shoot first emote.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck this whole emote thing now is. I know you've got something you want to bring up about emotes. We'll get there in a second. But
hey, Mike, would that $50 also get you in-game voice chat?
No,
I know, I'm joking.
No, that does not. So, and on top of that, there is also now the Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition, which includes all the content in the deluxe edition and then the season pass. Seriously,
Mike, doesn't it smell like a cash grab? I mean, seriously, like the movie comes out, the game comes out, there isn't. It does. I mean, I hate to say it. I feel like it does.
It does. It really does. It feels like, and to not even work on the engine. Now, we talked about the beta, and by the way, let's be looking at it from their perspective. They had 9 million people in the beta, so that's damn impressive. Okay, but they couldn't even work on the engine. The engine is the same Frostbite engine that has been going for 2 years now. And yes, I understand that there's um, the Xbox One version is 720p, which is not ideal. I couldn't tell, because I'm a normal human being, and I don't sit there with a magnifying glass and an oscilloscope. So, it didn't look like it was that bad to me. But even the PlayStation 4 version is 900p. Now, this is the same exact resolution that happened in Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline. And I'm not a resolution guy. I don't care. But in the general scheme of things, and I'm not saying this I'm not comparing the two platforms to say, well, ha ha ha, Xbox One. I'm saying, how can you go 2 years without doing any big improvements to your engine? I mean, the game looks better than Battlefield. Of course it does. It looks very, very nice, except for the Hoth planet, which looks white with a bunch of white and a bunch of gray. I'm sorry, that's not as impressive as everybody's making it out to be.
You didn't see the snow crystallizing, the crystallizing effect of the snow?
I must have missed that while I was getting my ass shot off.
Why you're running from the what's it called? It's the walkers.
Right. And while TIE fighters are crashing into me. But you can't do a little better. You can't bring at least the Fox engine, which is another engine I had issues with. At least they were able to make improvements for both consoles. Yeah. Here, it's the same res. Anyway, that has nothing. That actually doesn't have any bearing on whether or not I'm buying a game. This is more along the lines of not having a story mode and not having in-game chat and just not being fun. And yep. I just don't know if those other game modes that they have are really gonna mean much to me.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you, Mike. I'm passing on this game, especially after playing the beta. I'm just done. And then, I had a lot of hopes for this game, but I don't know. I need a little bit more. And I think, I wasn't. I'm okay with the game not having, a dedicated campaign or co-op, right, or single player component.
Right, because you're a multiplayer guy.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But you got to give me some stuff. You got to give me 2015 stuff like in-game voice chat.
I'll be honest with you. If I am looking at it from, the 30,000 foot view,
mm-hmm.
I can understand to have 20 people running around yelling and screaming at each other, but that's part of the problem is that there's too many, it's just too frenetic. There's too many people on the screen. There's too much going on. Everybody's doing their own thing. I don't know that voice chat would work in a game like this, to be honest. But I mean, there's just so much going on with this that I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah.
Oh. So that's there we go.
Hey, did you see Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker running around?
Yes. And in fact, when you kill Luke Skywalker, he just kind of goes down on his knees. If you check out our Twitch page, and I did actually stream some, I walked up to Luke Skywalker a couple times and just unloaded a couple of blaster clips into him.
Oh boy. You didn't do like the teabag booming thing.
I did not, but I saw video of other people doing that.
Yeah, I got killed by Luke Skywalker. It was pretty bad.
Well, because they're really freaking powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, Darth Vader is running around just hacking everybody up.
Yeah, he levitating the whole time, just like taking people out.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, again, I realized it was a demo, I mean, a beta, but, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I still can't wait for that movie though.
I'm going to be in line for that movie with my son days
Yeah,
before.
nice.
I can't wait for the movie either.
Yeah.
I can't wait. The movie's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I have actually much faith in J.J. Abrams.
I do too.
We're going to see a lot of lens flare.
A lot of lens flare. It's hilarious.
So,
we will.
And a lot of those real quick close-up shots.
Yep.
And you already saw that in the trailer with like the Millennium Falcon flying into that whatever it was, and you saw the camera pan into it. So you're going to see a lot of that stuff. But I have a lot of faith in J.J. Abrams. I think that the movie's going to be a winner.
No, I think it's yeah. It might be the biggest movie launch ever.
That's possible.
Yeah,
that's very possible.
It really is.
Oh, all right. Well, that covers Battlefront. So we have some other news to quickly go over. Actually, not quickly, because this is kind of big stuff. Well, we'll graze over some Call of Duty news real quick. So some stuff that went on this week. They showed off some of the zombie. They showed off a zombie trailer and a story trailer, and Jeff Goldblum and all that. And
who's that?
What?
Who's Jeff Goldblum?
I'm sorry. Are you being serious?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay, thank you.
Amber might ask that question, but not me. I know who he is.
Okay. I don't know if she ever saw Star Wars. She left the podcast before she saw Star Wars.
That's true. She never saw it.
It's a shame. Oh, well. Okay. So, other Call of Duty news. So, Treyarch has decided to unlock the entire campaign from jump. You can go and play whatever missions you want in whatever order you want. You can go right from the time you hit start and play the last mission if you want. They decided that they just wanted to give players the freedom to play the game in whatever fashion they wanted. I've never heard of that before. What do you think? It's kind of interesting. I don't have an opinion on it one way or another, but I thought it's definitely something new, different.
Yeah, I really don't have an opinion on it either. We've been able to do that with other media for a long time, so that's an interesting twist on gaming.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I don't know. I mean, you might have some people maybe that go to the end of the game and play the end and maybe decide to say, oh, well, I want to see how the game progressed to this point, and go back and play it again. I wouldn't start the game from the end. For me that would kind of ruin it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't do it either, but I can't say that it's a bad thing. I mean, it's not forced on you. You can certainly do it however you want. So
yeah, it's an option.
The other news, which I think is something that you would find either entertaining or very frustrating, being as you were a competitive multiplayer guy, was their new realistic mode. Now, realistic mode is a one shot and you're dead game.
Yeah, we used to play SWAT on Halo. That was the same thing.
Okay.
Kind of like one shot, you're dead.
So do you like those kind of modes? Is that
Yeah, no, I do. It's competitive. I like it because you could Let me tell you why I like it, because there's times where you're playing a multiplayer game and you hit a guy with a couple headshots and you know for whatever reason doesn't go down. There's no questioning of that happening here. One shot kill and that's it. So, and it's fun. It's very fast paced, and it's competitive. So I like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I again, I'm not a competitive multiplayer guy, so I don't have necessarily a specific opinion on it. But the choice is there for people who want to do it, and I guess we'll see how popular it is once people are playing it. We're only talking about a couple. Well, I guess a little. Where are we at? Was that the 17th? What day is that launch? When does
The 17th, I think, right?
No,
November
that's
17th?
that's Battlefront. So
Okay.
Black Ops 3 launches. Let me look it up really quickly. November 6th. So
Okay.
we're like 3 weeks out.
Yeah, 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a nice added feature to the multiplayer. Nice change of pace.
And it's a choice. So I
Yeah.
like the fact that it's a choice. I'll give it that. I
Yeah.
think that you're not forcing it on anybody. If they want to
Exactly.
play it, they play it. If they don't, they can get to one of the other game modes. So
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And a lot of the hardcore gamers are really going to appreciate that mode.
yes. So now we are almost a week away. A week? What are we? Almost 10 days away
Yeah.
from the next item on the list, which is
Halo 5.
Halo 5. All right, so talk to me.
So, Mike,
Mm-hmm.
that new trailer. Wow. I mean, I actually watched it again tonight. I think I watched the new trailer like 3 times already, 4 times.
I've watched it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. I mean, that game looks incredible. Incredible. It's like Halo 5 on steroids. I mean, you could tell that this is the biggest Halo that they've ever made.
Well, what did I say last week? This was, I think, the Halo they've wanted to make.
Absolutely.
With the story that they wanted to have and look, let's be real. Halo 4 was sort of they had just gotten the series from Bungie. So they had to figure out how to finish that story off. They had that engine to work with. They really, uh, Frankie O'Connor was still kind of, building the team and getting, Bonnie Ross and Kiki Wolf Kill and those guys were still, kind of fresh and trying to work the magic that was, Halo 1, 2, and 3. So 4 was a product of that. And, I know 4 is a very controversial game as far as people who love it versus people who hate it, people who love the multiplayer, people who hate the multiplayer, people who like the story, people who hate the story. Well, Halo 5 just seems to be coming along as the game that 343i has really wanted to make. And every time they announce something new to the game, it feels like the game is going to be gigantic in ways that you've never seen a game be before.
Yeah.
And look, some of this is we're in a new age of 50 gig games. I mean, the game has a 50 gig download. You go from a regular DVD to now being able to put your game on a Blu-ray or and have a digital download. And I mean, this game is going to be just enormous. I mean, this is why I think it's, I agree with you that this to me is the X factor, and to you said it's the biggest game of the holiday. It could be one of the biggest games of honestly the generation, this young generation. If I'm being honest. I mean, I'm not saying it as an Xbox fan. I'm looking at it as what they're doing. I mean, here, let's just, let's get it from the horse's mouth. Here are all the game modes. Warzone, which is the 12 on 12 with rec points and Warzone Assault, Team Arena and all the maps, Slayer, Breakout, Free for All, SWAT, which you were just talking about, Weekend Social. There is also, I believe, Capture the Flag.
CTF, yep.
So I mean, this is huge. Not to mention that Big Team Battle will be coming out later on, and they're going to work some new playlists into that.
Aren't they offering some free DLC too, like 18 maps? I forget what it was.
On top of that,
yes.
Right? On top of the maps you're already going to get, you're going to get free maps.
I'm telling you, Mike, this game's going to be huge. Then
they announced that you're going to be able to create apps based on the API for your statistics. So you could actually, they're telling game developers and app creators, create your own websites, your own apps based on the stats. That's insane.
Yeah.
And then I know you wanted to talk about this, the rec stuff. So I'm going to bring this up. Once again, this is Halo's official site, so we're using them as our information. But tell everybody about the rec packs and what the microtransactions are all about.
Mike, you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I cut out there for a sec. I didn't hear what were you saying. Last I heard was rec packs.
Well, so I'm showing the rec packs and what everything costs, and I'm saying go ahead and go over that with our listeners.
Oh, okay. So this was something that was announced more recently, and there's different levels: bronze, silver, gold rec packs, and you can actually buy these. I think. I can't see the price here, Mike. It was $1.99 to $2.99.
Yes.
Yeah, or you can actually earn these through in-game experience as well. So it isn't something that's forced or that you can't do on your own, which is nice. But I have, it's interesting. I've seen some people be critical about this particular microtransaction for this game. I don't think it's that bad of a deal. I mean, even if you decide to go out and buy gold pack for $1.99 or $2.99, whatever the case may be. That's actually not that bad.
No. I view this like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Yeah.
I mean, it says, so I know it's hard to read, but it basically says, on average, you'll be earning roughly 2,000 RP per Warzone game played. So you play 2 games, and you can get a silver, 2.5 games.
Yep.
And you get a silver pack. Every game you play, you can get a bronze pack. So you can buy them, but you don't have to.
No, you don't have to. It's an option. It's an option. But they've caught a little heat for this, because microtransactions is kind of a dirty word,
right?
These days in a lot of games. But I think as long as you can earn it in game, I don't see the issue.
Here's the other part that people are missing.
Yeah.
As a reminder, a portion of the proceeds from the sale of any rec packs, including the Warzone Rec Bundle, which is $24.99, will be added to the prize pool for the Halo World Championship. So some of that money, not all of it, but some of that money is going towards the Halo World Championship, and as well as supporting the release of free maps and rec content post-launch.
Yep.
So, the stuff that you're buying for $2.99 is going back into the maps is
Mm-hmm.
going back into the the Halo World Championship. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
And the other thing too that's important to know, Mike, here is that you know,
Here's some of the packs, by the way.
yeah, anyone who gets these, decides to buy these packs, you're not getting any, you're not getting any different items or weapons that you can't that the other players won't be able to get themselves if they
Right,
don't buy.
right.
And I think that's important to note because some people may automatically see the microtransaction, think, oh well, someone's going to have an unfair competitive advantage because they bought one of the rec packs and I didn't, and that's not the case here.
No, it's not. It's kind of like the. So tell us about, actually, let's make sure we covered everything here. We did. So tell us, since we're talking about microtransactions, you had some
Oh yeah,
Destiny news that you wanted to throw our way.
yeah. So Destiny just released another. Oh, I'm so happy I'm talking about Destiny.
I know you are.
Yeah. So and you know what? Watch me cut out too as I'm talking about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit that button.
All right. So, so Destiny just had an update where they're having another form, new currency. It's called silver, basically, and you can buy silver. And actually, what Bungie's done is they've given 400 silver to every player on Destiny to buy new emotes, and these emotes are just little little gestures or things that
Yeah, I've seen them.
your character could do or your guardian could do. And so that's new to the game. I've only bought one emote with the money that Bungie gave me, but honestly, I think it's nothing forced. It's nothing that gives anyone a competitive advantage. I can actually see something like this catching on because I can see people like wanting to get different emotes for their guardians to do different things.
Sure, why not?
As cheesy as that sounds, I can see that.
Well, more power to them. As long as it's something that I don't even care if people, if you want to spend the money, spend the money. What's it matter?
Yeah.
I mean, really, what's it matter?
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I think the big thing here too, just like Halo 5, it's you're not getting anything that's going to give you a competitive advantage.
Right.
And I think that's what people worry about sometimes,
Well, and I think that I think the amount of people who are going to spend $2.99 on a rec pack is very, very small when they see how fast you get them.
Yeah.
I've never spent a dime on Garden Warfare, and my son played Garden Warfare to death, and I never bought him anything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But
oh, Mike, one thing we didn't mention about the Halo 5 bundles that you also do get you could buy a $24.99 bundle for the Warzone rec.
Yes.
Yeah. So it includes like 2 premium packs.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we covered that. All right. So now we're just going to do some quick hit news. Some stuff that's been going on in the last week. It's been other than the big stuff, the PlayStation price cuts, Phil Spencer stuff, which we went over. I mean, it hasn't been a giant week of news. I mean, some things have happened. This is looking like this is going to be a relatively short podcast for us. But there are a couple things going on. For those of you with EA Access, Battlefield Hardline is now in the vault.
Yep.
I was able to get my campaign re-rolling because I did the EA Access the trial, and it lets you go through 2 episodes, and now I get to play through the rest of the game. That campaign, let me just say real quick, that is an underrated campaign. I like it. I like the cop show thing. I like what they've done with it. and I'm glad it's in the vault now, so I can get to play through it. But I they took a lot of heat for that being different, and I like it. I like it. I'm enjoying playing through it now. So, did you get Hardline?
No, I didn't. I played the beta, but I wasn't interested in it. I might
I
try it
like.
out. I'm definitely gonna try it out now. You mentioned the single player mode, kind of a cop story.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
got Kelly Hugh in it, and a couple other people that are well known.
is Nolan North in it?
No, no, he's not.
Surprised.
Yeah. So that's in the vault. Um, GameStop. GameStop made some news this week. They will not be open on Thanksgiving. They or any of their smaller stores that they have, because they own a couple of other non-gaming stores. They're not opening on Thanksgiving. They're allowing their people, and they did that I think last year too. They are not going to make their employees work on Thanksgiving, and they're going to open up at 5 a.m. on Friday, and supposedly they're going to have some big blockbusters.
And they won't be selling digital bundles.
No, they won't. But you know what? Look, credit where credit is due. Um, I think that in the last 5 years or so, this the retail market has gone absolutely berserk and have really taken people away from their families on these holidays just to make a quick extra buck for Black Friday and try to get the jump on everybody else. And I have my issues with GameStop that one day we could talk about, but in this case, I got to give them props and kudos because that's just the right thing to do for their people.
Yeah, and I'm one of those Black Friday shoppers. I do Thanksgiving in the parking lot Best Buy now. That's what I do. Yes.
So I'm not part of that craziness.
Yeah.
Not at all. So of course, a lot of shopping is done online now anyway, and a lot of times, because unlike Christmas, Hanukkah changes every year depending on the lunar calendar, so it's not always at the same time. And in fact, a couple of years ago, Hanukkah started Thanksgiving Eve, so we couldn't even wait till Black Friday to buy stuff. We had to buy stuff early, so it doesn't mean as much to us. But I would never go out Thanksgiving to buy stuff. I couldn't do it. I'm having fun. The only thing that I have done is I've had dinner and then taken my son or my wife, depending on how late it was, and we've done a couple of Ravens games that were on Thanksgiving night, but that's it.
Oh,
We won't
nice.
shop. Yeah, we won't shop. So, um, I'm going to skip to the end of the list of news we have because I'm going to skip Firewatch. There's some new games coming out, and rather than just settle on one, maybe what we'll start doing in the next week or so as we continue to build what we do on the podcast is we'll do a what's coming out, indie wise. And soon, by the way, I'll tell you off air. Well, I kind of showed you already. We're going to be able to break a game announcement very, very soon. And I'll wait because I'm not going to spoil the surprise. But let's just say somebody I'm very happy for that is going to be able to at some point in the small future is going to be able to officially announce a game, and we're going to be the ones breaking that announcement. So
Sweet.
Anyway, Allison Road. Now, anybody who has been following this game,
Scary looking game.
it's a scary looking game.
Yeah.
And it was sort of I guess it was based some people were trying to think it was based on Silent Hill. Some people think I don't think it was. I think it was just kind of just that survival horror kind of thing. It is at the moment. It was on Kickstarter. It has been canceled from Kickstarter, and there's a reason for that. They found themselves a publisher. Guess who the publisher is? I'm going to show you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ta-da! My favorite studio, Team 17, who everyone knows I love and cherish because of
Worms.
And of course, the other great games that they put out over the past couple of years, not just the Worms and the Worms that are coming up, but like Schrodinger's Cat and stuff like that. They are now the official publisher for Allison Road. I just want to say congratulations to them and to Team 17. The Allison Road folks have picked up quite a good publisher. So now what I haven't seen yet is all of the official platforms. I believe that right now, and I think it has been announced for at least Windows and Xbox, and I'm sure now with Team 17 in the mix, PS4, possibly Wii U, who knows, maybe not. But so we're probably looking at a PC, PS4, and Xbox release for this. And by the way, Team 17 is also publishing Ukulele, stuff like that. So they're in good hands.
Mm-hmm.
They're absolutely in good hands, and I'm very happy for them. And we're going to keep a close eye on Allison Road because it looks nasty, scary.
Yeah, it does. It looks really scary.
So, but congratulations to them. That's going to be a great partnership.
Yeah.
So, and then, all right, why don't we do this? So we have a little bit of time. If you don't mind, I'll give everybody kind of another look at the new dashboard, the Xbox dashboard. Just to show you a couple of new things that have popped up in that last update that came yesterday.
Hey, so Mike, you need to use Cortana then.
I did.
So, you did. Okay, you did it.
Right. So we kind of we talked about it. We kind of broke it on Twitter that last week. People found out how to unlock Cortana in the settings, and so sure enough, you could go into the settings, and there was a hidden up area that you couldn't see, and you hit a couple of times, and Cortana popped up in Snap, and then you could set Cortana up, and then it showed up in the settings and everything like that, and it worked a little bit. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but you could very much ask it things, and it would either bring up Microsoft Edge or some of the cutesy things that you could do on the PC with it, like a "Hey Cortana, tell me a joke" or something along those lines, and it would do so. Not a lot of the party stuff was in yet, so it wasn't in any way perfect, but they did pull it out of the update from last night, so she's gone.
She's gone.
She's out of my life.
Oh boy.
She's out of my life. So I think they're back to the we're going to launch this in 2016 or they're going to maybe hopefully bring it back in another update hopefully soon. What did come in this update, which I'll show you, is the community has been revamped, and some of that stuff has been added into the community area, and the first pieces of button mapping. Remember how they were going to map all buttons for all controllers, not just the Elite controller? Well, they have added that in at least a partial thing. So let me do this. I'm going to let's bring up the dashboard.
Here we go.
All right. So now I showed you some of this last week. They did do some more speed enhancements. It does look like it fixed, at least for now, the Connect sign in, as it did follow me today. There was an issue that they fixed where if we clicked on this box, this would be, now it shows up right there, but it would be off screen. Hold on one second. Let's I'll bring that back up. This would be off-screen overscan issues on TVs. They have fixed that so it sits inside the screen correctly, which is kind of nice. But the biggest thing I wanted to show you was they started to populate the community tab. Now you can see who's doing what. So if somebody unlocked an achievement, you can actually see it and what game it is and who did it. And there's now a little bit of a extra content over on the side. So you can check out the This Week on Xbox. You can check out some of this stuff. Man, I did it again. Xbox, stop listening. Let's wait for it to come back. Let's see if I can. Okay. So the other thing that they did was they did some more refinements to the One Guide, which I showed last week, and just did some more tidying up of the speed and stuff. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get it. See my background image, right?
Yeah, I like that little halo.
Yeah. The other thing that they brought in for everybody in this update which I did show before, but now it's a little more tight, is the avatar, the actual animated avatars. And if we go into our feed, now you can view showcases. So, here's my, God, that's an old showcase. Good grief, that's my Diablo 3 showcase.
Oh boy.
I need to change that. And then, of course, there's some stuff coming. Oh, I have a message from Aries 7. Let's see. Very nice.
Yes. Show the viewers how messaging works.
Yeah. And, of course, you see how fast it is to get to that message?
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
I mean, it's lightning fast. And then, of course, you can reply either by voice or by regular reply. And if I wanted to, I could use oh, I should be able to type. Hold on. I'm typing with my and so there you go. Now I did that with my Windows 10 app because once that popped up, my Windows 10 app gave me that box to type in. So I used my keyboard to actually send you that message back. So, but yeah, there's I mean, and they did do a little more revamping of the settings. So now, yeah, now everything is in a nice tight spot.
Yep.
So let's get down to now. I didn't even say Xbox this time. Man, that they really did refine the Kinect, because that certainly is it certainly is sensitive. Devices and accessories, and here's my controller. And now you can map buttons.
Oh,
so
nice.
You can swap the sticks, you can avert access, you can swap the triggers left and right, and then you can pick the button to remap. And pick what button to map it to. Or you hold it down and you pick. So one of the things that people have noticed, and I don't know if it's going to be part of a future update or not, is whether or not you can swap the triggers for the bumpers. I just don't know. But this is just on my regular day one controller, and you can map these just as you can map any other controller, the Elite controller, or whatever one you have. So that's something new. And I'm on the latest firmware. There is a firmware update for the controller if you haven't done it. And so that's some of the new stuff. They really refined some great stuff. What I really am hoping for is, there's still this issue of, show you how many games I've got. I still would like to see something different with this list. Something like Windows does, where you can either just do a text list, or it should be a lot more vertical than this.
Yeah.
Instead of running over.
Yeah.
And they haven't quite fixed not being able to hide these yet, so I'm waiting for that. But otherwise, this latest update really has come a long way from where they started. And, keep bringing it on. What do you think?
It looks good.
Good. I agree.
No, it does.
And of course, you can hit the button, you can turn off streaming, you can turn off the console, all that same stuff that you could do before. But now you also have a couple of other things. There's the magnifier and narrator. So those are things that have come in from Windows. So you can magnify your screen, or you can have a narrator sort of tell you what's going on. So yeah, good stuff. And a lot of the refinements they made to the Friends is even a little nicer. They added this "Can they see my real name?" kind of thing. So change friendship, join a party or a game. You can do a real quick invite. I could check out this dude's profile. Nice glasses.
Thank
you.
What
is that? What is that on your arm? No, what's that on your arm?
That's Mass Effect.
Ah,
yeah.
And then I can see your showcase, and eventually, I think one of the things that you can't quite see is, looks like you can't go down below. See how there's your feed? It's kind of stuck on showcase, so I'll probably put that in as feedback. So, and then I can see, your achievements, and
Can you see my game clips from there?
Yes. But here are the games that we can compare upon. So I like how there's the little animated avatars in your comparison.
Yeah.
And so now I can see, what games are where and who's doing what in them. You got some catching up to do, brother. And don't get me wrong, man, because let me tell you, there's there's guys on here. They're friends on Twitter and
Yeah.
Facebook friends, like my buddy John, who's still recovering from some health issues. And John, I hope you just keep recovering. But he's got double my score, so I don't even bother comparing because he just plays everything.
Yeah.
I can see the games that you're following and the people you're following. And there's still little stuff like this that happens. Unfortunately, it's a beta, so it's not perfect yet. There's still a couple crashes here and there that happen, and then I can see your captures. So this will bring up. Let's see. I know there's nothing trending, but can I see your clips? Have you taken any clips recently?
Yeah. Star Wars.
All right. Well, here we go. This is the. This is what happens in a live.
Huh.
This is what happens in a live demo sometimes. Let's see if there's anything under more. No, not really. So now, can I see mine? But you see how fast this thing is.
Yeah, everything moves.
I mean, it's lightning. Nope. So something else to put in. See, there we go. We are breaking this stuff live, and you guys are able to see what we see. So there's the next look at the NXOE dashboard, and if it gets any better than this, they add some new things. Maybe we'll do this again on another podcast.
Yep.
Speaking of dashboards and firmwares, how are you coming along with the PS4 3.0 firmware?
You know what? I actually got to. It's funny. I did it was a kind of a test thing, but I finally figured out what was going on with YouTube. That there's a kind of a glitch right now with the YouTube app to stream live on it. And so what ends up happening is that when you go to YouTube and you put in, like, if you already have a description in the description section, and if it exceeds the character limit in Twitter, then your gameplay won't stream on YouTube. So I figured that. So what I had to do is I had to go back and delete what we had as our default under our description, or I guess it's something you put together under NLG. You kind of gave a little bit of history of NLG there. I had to erase all that.
Oh,
and then I was able to stream live.
Well, that's bizarre.
Yeah, it is bizarre, but it's a glitch. They're aware of it. They're working on it.
Okay.
But that's something that I was having issues with Star Wars. I couldn't stream Star Wars Battlefront on YouTube.
Eventually, though, you did, and those are on the YouTube page. So,
well, no, I did that on Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got like a 3-minute clip of Metal Gear. It was a test run, and it ended up being uploaded on the NLG YouTube channel.
All right.
Yeah. But it isn't like, it's just the dashboard itself is pretty much the same. They just added a couple new features to it. YouTube is probably the biggest thing that I think of that new update. I think I really think, Mike, I think a lot of people, I think that's really going to catch on because you're going to have people that have YouTube channels on their own. And I can see people gravitating towards that more.
Really?
Yeah. Because I was thinking
it seems easier to do. I mean, Twitch, and then why Twitch and then export it over to YouTube when you could just
exactly. That's my point. Like, people have YouTube channels, they're going to just naturally gravitate towards that.
Yeah, I can actually see that. I mean, I can that is an alluring thing.
Yeah.
So,
and when you go to the YouTube stream, it's the way it's laid out, exact same way that Twitch is laid out. So to your right, you have your comment section. You can see you can have your little comment section on the right. So it's pretty much the same.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's that's one of the things. Now, are you gonna try to post some Twitter vids for us?
Some YouTube stuff.
No, that you
Oh
maybe
yeah, the
send
Twitter
some.
stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah,
Show
I'm
us.
gonna do some. I'm
Yep.
gonna do some Metal Gear stuff. I gotta finish Metal Gear because I'm trying to get the Nathan Drake collection, but I gotta get through Metal Gear first.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I really need to.
Well, absolutely. So,
But
um,
yeah, I'm gonna get those up too. Start doing some of those quick uh, Twitch videos, or
awesome,
I'm sorry, Twitter.
awesome. So, all right. So the last thing for us is we have a couple of things coming up for the channel, a couple of game reviews. We were we've been checking out the game Polychromatic, which has come out on Xbox One and I think PC, and it is basically it's a twin stick shooter. It's got some. It's supposed to have some physics stuff in there, and I've been playing it. We'll get a review of it up this week. Very basic game, which sometimes is a good thing. It reminds me a lot of 60-second shooter Prime, which I really enjoyed. And it's a $10 game, so we'll get that review up, and we're going to be doing a review of Crimson Land, which just came out. I believe it came out yesterday,
Hmm.
and it is basically a top-down twin stick shooter by 10 times, and looking forward to diving into that. And then I'm probably going to buy that Rockin' Racing that also
Hmm.
just came out, or
Hmm.
it's coming out Friday, I think. Rockin' Racing, because that has that look of the old Super Off Road
Hmm.
arcade, and so I
Fun
think
game.
yeah, might do some streaming of that and do a review of that as we get going. And by the way, with Crimson Land, there is a free demo,
Oh,
so it's out for Xbox, and uh, we'll check it out, and we'll do some streaming and some review of that. And don't forget, folks, right now it's just Enrique and I doing reviews, so we definitely can use another game reviewer, preferably somebody that has a PlayStation 4 that can do some PS4 reviews for us, because look, right now the bulk of what we're doing, there's a lot of games coming out that we would like to review. Um, and Enrique, you're the one with the PS4. I can't really stack you up with 20 games to do. So,
yeah.
we
If I
definitely
wasn't
could
married and didn't
use.
have kids,
I
I'd
know,
be up for
I know that feeling.
it.
And
Yeah.
so, we could definitely use another couple of game reviewers if you have. Look, it's not even about experience. You started doing game reviews when you came on board with
I had
NLG,
I
and
had no experience.
let me tell you, you've got some great content.
Thank
So
you.
your Beyond Eyes review was great. Um, uh, your uh, your other stuff that you've worked on, uh, was it the Swindle?
Swindle.
Was a great review. So you've really come into your own with that, and so it just goes to prove that you don't necessarily have to have prior experience. Um, you have to have a want to play games. You have to take the time to put the review together, and
Mhm.
have a decent voice. I'll require that you have to have a decent voice, but
Mhm.
and be timely. You can't give you a game and take 2 months before it's reviewed. Be timely with it. uh, you are welcome to message either myself or Enrique if you're interested. our Twitter, or you can hit us up on Twitter at OG_NL Gaming. My Twitter is StingerNLG. Enrique's is Ariz Gamer, as you saw in the beginning or in our intro video. Hit us up and let us know if you're interested, and we'll get you in here to try out some reviews and see how you like it.
Yep.
Speaking of which, we do have a new channel trailer, intro trailer, which hopefully people like, and it's catchy, it's fun, and it tells you all about what we're really all about. So, all right, that does it for all the game news that's fit to talk about. Do you have anything else going on?
Yeah, we actually something I forgot to talk about. One of my favorite games this year, The Witcher 3.
Oh, that's right, the big giant patch.
Well, no, the Hearts of Stone came out.
That too. That's right. Hearts of Stone came out, and then the big patch,
the
so
big patch,
1.05, which apparently has made the PlayStation 4 version of the game much better and broke the Xbox version again.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it actually decreased the performance of the Xbox version while increasing the performance of the PS4 version. You know why I didn't buy the game? I mean, this is so ridiculous.
Well, I think we talked about patches and stuff last podcast.
We did.
Yeah. And that's disappointing. I'm probably gonna end up buying the DLC. It's $9.99. It's basically 10 hours of new gameplay, new characters. So it's not, I don't think it's a bad deal at $10.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actually the enhancements in the 1.05 patch are like 4 pages long. It's insane.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's a huge patch.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
So, yeah. So that's that now is all the gaming news.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more gaming news right now.
No,
I think we covered everything.
Yep. So we're going to be lining some things up shortly coming up that I hope people are going to like. I think it's time to now start bringing the people in that we've been talking to about doing some interviews, and we'll wait until we get everything confirmed before we announce who they are. But we've got a couple of people interested in coming on and talking to us that I'm excited about. Some people that are industry veterans. We do have a couple of indie developers who we want to have on to talk about their games and talk about the process and talk about what goes into indie game creation and stuff like that, and maybe a surprise here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. One more quick thing. Let's see if people will actually follow us to the end of this podcast.
Hey, Mike, real quick.
Yeah.
One more game-related thing. I know we talked about Destiny already.
We did.
But I got to talk about Destiny again.
Again?
Yes. Because I finally beat the raid.
Okay.
I beat Oryx.
I don't know who that is.
I can tell you're excited.
I have no idea who the heck that is.
Well, Oryx is the father of Crota. And Crota was the last raid boss.
Gotcha.
So basically, you killed Oryx's son. Oryx has come back for revenge, and now you kill Oryx.
Well, there you go.
Yep. And you know what's cool? At the end of the raid, after you kill him, his body floats out into space and like looks frozen. Kind of looks like Megatron when they dump him in the ocean.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, and you have Saturn in the background, the planet.
All right, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I didn't think this raid was as hard as some of the other ones. But I actually benefited from having a good raid team with me. Bungie definitely put an emphasis on teamwork in this particular raid. There's a lot of communication and a lot of everyone needs to be on the same page, and there's kind of a rhythm and a timing to it too. So there's definitely some platforming elements in this raid. It's really interesting how they've combined first person shooting, and some platforming elements you may see in platform games.
I know you keep trying to talk me into it.
I'm telling you, Mike, it's the ultimate. You like co-op, you will like this game.
Let's see what happens after. Let's see what happens after Halo.
Well,
after
that's
Tomb Raider.
Well, that's going to be tough to go from Halo 5 and try to get on Destiny.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, those are the
Yeah.
games I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We shall see.
That's going to be tough. But yeah, so I just wanted to make that announcement that I finally beat the raid. And again, I know you're excited.
Bye. Oh, Enrique, you there?
Yep, I'm here. I lost you
Sorry
again.
about that. Sorry, we had a slight technical issue here on my side. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're still kind of breaking up a little bit.
All right, hang on.
Uh-oh.
Let me. All right, how about now?
Say something again?
Yeah. All right, let's see. My computer is now locking on some bizarre reason.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, you're better now.
Okay.
So,
all right, let me shut down a couple of applications and we'll. Okay, so we're gonna finish this. We're gonna before something tragic happens.
Now time for NLG Sports.
Right, and my computer reboots.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, those are the kind of things we want to. Dude,
that is nuts.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't either. Yeah, it's tragic. It's sad. That is, I mean, they find the guy at the brothel.
In a brothel.
Like on the floor, foaming at the mouth. I mean, that's sad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I have no response to this. I have no, how do you, I don't even, I can't fathom what has happened here.
I can't either.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is nuts. Yeah. Absolutely nuts.
It is. And, hopefully he pulls through. They're saying that he has brain damage. So, yeah, tragic.
It is. It really is.
About as tragic as the Ravens.
That's tragic.
What's going on? How do you guys lose to Cleveland?
Because they have no players.
Because Ozzie Newsome got rid of everyone.
We literally have people on our receiving core that were on the practice squad. I mean, we were 100% pulling practice squad people in, and one of those guys went down. It just I don't know. Wow. I can't. They're gonna lose to the 49ers.
Yeah.
The season's over. It just, yeah. I don't know.
What's crazy is the Redskins actually have better wide receivers than you guys do.
Everybody has better wide receivers than we do. Most college teams have better wide receivers than we do.
Who's got better wide receivers? Baltimore Ravens or the Ohio State Buckeyes?
The Buckeyes. By far. By far. So
that's crazy.
It's yeah.
That is crazy. Hey, and congratulations to the Toronto Blue Jays.
Sure.
Back in the ALCS.
Yeah, sure.
For the first time since I was in high school. Isn't that crazy?
So I, I don't care. The Orioles
Well,
suck. I mean, I don't
well,
care.
we could think. Well, they suck because of Peter Angelos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Dan Duquette should have been there. Dan Duquette, they should have just said, "You'll just go, just go." Instead, he stayed behind and ruined the team this year. See, now you put me in a bad mood again, Enrique.
Well, it's the people that are making the decisions.
It's horrible.
Yeah, Mr. Peter Angelos, the
It's
king,
horrible.
the asbestos king.
It's asbestos king.
I'm telling you,
He has a crown made of asbestos.
he probably smells like asbestos. I don't even know what that smells like, but
it smells of failure and not making the playoffs.
oh boy, that's crazy. Buck Showalter is such a great manager.
He is, and he's gonna have to work with crap players next year.
Man. Well, the Nationals should give him a call and steal him away from Baltimore. We're looking for a new manager down here.
I don't know. Apparently, you're gonna call Cal Ripken.
Are you serious?
That's the rumor.
They interviewed him last time.
They did.
Yeah, but Cal should not be a manager.
No, he doesn't have the experience.
No, and if they did that, I would immediately switch. I don't know what I'd become a St. Louis Cardinals fan.
That's funny. I don't know. Yeah, not gonna happen. So, all right. I think we're ready to wrap this puppy up. We come to almost a little over an hour and a half. Not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure there's no more gaming stuff we can talk about? I'm just kidding.
No, we're not talking about Destiny anymore.
I could talk about Destiny, the new silver, currency.
So, and ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you.
The new emotes.
Yeah. How about we not? How about we wrap this up and get some sleep? So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for checking out the original Next Level Gaming podcast. Enrique, another great one in the books.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how we keep sliding in now sports stuff, but
I like the sports stuff.
I do too. I do too. But, we covered a lot of good ground tonight, and we'll see what the next few weeks have to hold, and we'll start getting some new content up on the channel for you. As always, subscribe. Please subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more content we can bring out. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Twitch. Both are OG_NL Gaming. You can follow me at StingerNLG and Enrique at Ariz Gamer. And that's with 2 E's. 2 E's. That's right. Getting loopy.
Yeah. You need a shot of whiskey.
I do. So, yeah. So, anything else that you would like to?
No, you're not going to let me talk about Destiny.
Not at all.
And by the way, Peter Dinklage was not in that champagne bottle that I saw.
Oh, good.
Hey, let me tell you something. When we do podcasting, so I'm watching the game while we're podcasting. A little multitasking. And this Viagra commercial comes on. Let me tell you, the chick in the Viagra commercial was actually kind of hot.
They all are.
And I was I've never seen a hot chick like this in a Viagra commercial. She was young. Usually they're like old people, Now
there's been a couple of the younger hot women on those.
This one was a looker.
Yeah, just goes to show that even in your 30s, you might need it.
Mm.
Not me, of course, but
they said Lamar Odom was taking some kind of herbal Viagra at the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell's herbal Viagra?
Apparently.
I mean, what is that?
I've never heard of it before.
Herbal Viagra?
I've never heard of it before. I don't want to look it up.
I mean, I'm actually going to Google this because now I'm curious.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Not that I need any herbal Viagra, but, I'm just curious of what it is.
I can't believe we're talking about this on a game podcast.
We might be able to get Viagra to be a sponsor. Can you imagine?
Oh, my God.
Cialis. NLG. Presented by Cialis.
grab your joystick and yeah.
Right. When you need to play, grab
Right.
your joystick. Yeah.
Long
Oh,
nights
boy.
in Destiny.
Feeling tired?
Really right. Oh God.
Connection acting up?
We've all right. We've officially gone off the deep end.
System
Anyway,
keeps crashing.
all right. So that's gonna do it for us. Once again, thank everybody for listening, and thank you all for checking out the original Next Level Gaming podcast. And on behalf of Enrique and myself, as always, everyone, have a great rest of the week. Have a wonderful weekend, and play on, gamers.